I guarantee this video's gonna piss some of you off out there, and I hope it does, because you deserve to live a pissed off, saddened life. Um, I'm watching this Chet Goldstein live stream, and sure enough, he ends up to be this Texan anti-masker, and he's spouting off to everyone about what bullshit COVID is and how it's just, all COVID is just people that would have died from the flu. It's people that died from gunshot wounds or whatever that went to the hospital and died. But now it's a financial interest for a hospital now, because if they list more people as COVID deaths, they get more money. So if you get someone with a gunshot wound, you get someone that has the flu that comes to the hospital, write them off as a COVID death. Okay? Cook the books. And not only that, every single hospital is in on it. Wow, that's amazing. I've never had someone spout off such great wisdom to me here. That's wonderful. And the thing is that so many people believe this. As I've said before, if you're an anti-masker, if you're a COVID denier, if you're one of these people that says all COVID is just the people that would have died from the flu, or they died from cancer, they died from a car crash, they went to the hospital, they ended up dying, and the hospital just put them as a COVID death. If you're one of the people that believe all that, you're less intelligent than a flat earther. Like you're mentally handicapped, mentally. So the reason why this bothers me just so much, and for one, it's embarrassing that my country seems to be leading the world in mental retardation right now, is that this is something that is so easy and so right in front of you to refute. And I don't care if you don't want to accept what I want to say, and you still want to be the anti-masker, the COVID numbers are fraudulent person or anything like that. I don't care what you have to say, because the facts of the matter are that people are going to say, like this Chet Goldstein, Alex, whatever the hell his name is over there at Predator Poachers, the people are going to say, like, look at the number of cases of flu. What's the matter, Archfiend? Don't you see how in some states they're reporting up to 70% less cases of flu than the previous year in 2019? How is that possible? Clearly, everyone that went to the hospital and got the flu and died from it, they got switched to a COVID death. Over 500,000 people have died and listed as dead from COVID. Can someone tell me what year it was that people got just the common flu for that season and died 500,000 over? There's still people in hospitals reported as dying from the flu. There's still people in hospitals reported as dying from car crashes, gunshot wounds, cancer, etc., etc. Last I checked, the number of people dying from cancer are on the same levels from 2019 to 2020, gunshot wounds, pretty much everything across the board, other than people that would have got communicable diseases like the flu, the viruses like the flu. And people are going to be like, well, see, so many people are dying, everyone's wearing masks, so masks don't work. Okay. If you want to believe that, fine, whatever. Hospitals in every major metropolis in 2020 were inundated across the board, across the country. If it's just people dying from the flu, if it's just people dying from car crashes, why are hospitals running out of beds all of a sudden? And that's not to say that hospitals have never got, and someone's going to say, oh, this hospital here in my town, it got overcrowded in one flu season. Yes, flu seasons have gotten deep and dark and heavy before, and hospitals have been run to the max. But the bottom line is if you look at the number of deaths reported by hospitals, they were exponentially higher in 2020 compared to 2019. But Archfiend, the census of the population is higher compared to the previous year. Why is it not increased in the same percentage as it was 2018 to 2019? It's not like there was magically 6 trillion more people in the country in 2020 compared to 2019. How could some hospitals have 10 to 20% more deaths in certain months compared to 2019 and 2020? Like, the numbers speak for themselves. And that's the thing that is so crystal clear. And that's the thing, like with flat earthers, it's like, okay, you believe that every country that's ever put a satellite out in outer space, anyone that's got high enough to see the curvature of the earth, they're all in on it. You try to tell me every hospital is in on it, that they've cooked the books, that they've listed these over 500,000 people dead in just America right now. Like, come on, man. It's not rocket science. It's just facts. COVID has killed a metric shit ton of people, and that's all there is to it. And do you want to know why? Do you want to know why the number of flu cases have dropped in America? Because people were wearing masks for the most part. And that doesn't mean you're absolutely not going to get COVID. You're absolutely not going to get the flu. Oh, here we go. Archie's contradicting himself. Oh my God. Because I'm sure someone got the flu or COVID because if they were wearing a mask, not because they were wearing a mask. It's obviously a very infectious virus that is killing people by the truckload still to this day. And that's the thing, is like the number of deaths that were reported over the summer months was astronomical compared to the people that died from the flu in the summer months in 2019. Like, what are you missing? It's not that hard to see or figure out. And the thing that pisses me off, and there's still people that could look at all those numbers and accept them and be like, I'm still not wearing a mask. I'm healthy. I'm not going to get COVID. Even if I do get COVID, I'm not going to die. You selfish prick. Your grandmother may still. Your grandfather may still. The person you know, the respiratory condition, still may die just because you got it and your little selfish ass didn't want to wear a mask to help stop the spread of it. Congratulations, you won't die from it, but someone else will, you asshole. Like, I'm so embarrassed to be living in such a selfish, conceited time in this world. And it ain't just America. But, America talks about number one. You're number one. You're number one in selfishness by far for 2020 going into 2021. Raise your flags, America. They had to build hospitals in China. As much as China, I know people are going to be like, well, China's only reported several thousand deaths, so obviously COVID wasn't a big deal. Like, okay, yeah. Like, you believe the numbers coming out of China from Winnie the Pooh's mouth? Please. China had to build hospitals to take on the inundation of people that were getting sick. In New York City, there was meat trucks with frozen cadavers in it because the coroners were so overloaded with bodies. It's just the people dying from flu and gunshots, Archfiend, because that happens every year. Manhattan always has trucks parked on the street to put bodies in. That's just regular flu season in New York City. You dumbass. And again, this is the thing. Like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm not out there to preach to the converted. I'm here to laugh with the people that want to point and laugh at the mental retardation that is going on in this world right now with the anti-maskers and the people that think the books have the numbers cooked for the number of people that have died from COVID. And I would be like, I would just be so fine with it if it was just killing people that were stupid. Like, you don't want to wear a seatbelt, you get in a fender bender and you fly through your windshield and die. Idiot, you had what you had coming to you. But it's like with COVID, it's the people that are taking it to people that have the respiratory conditions, that are elderly, that can't handle it. And Jesus Christ. I mean, like, it should be something that doesn't have to be recanted at this point. I shouldn't have to repeat this like a mantra or anything like that. I ain't gonna get sick. I ain't gonna die. I cringe for humanity every time I hear that. Again, I would be so fine if it was just a bunch of stubborn-ass America lovers They're just going to get COVID and die because I got big balls and I'm not going to conform to society telling me what to do. Oh, you stupid ass. You stupid ass. Anyway, like I said, this is as pointful as arguing that the Earth is round with a flat Earth. But you know what? I would actually rather do that. I'd rather do that. I'd rather go to a flat Earth convention and speak to every single numbskull there than talk to one anti-masker. Like in the comments, if you want to try and argue against this, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what a lot of mentally handicapped people have to say if they want to speak, try and sound like they're knowledgeable on something. And I'm not sitting here telling you, oh, I'm Dr. Fauci's second best coming. Like, you ain't seen anyone as knowledge as me. I ain't trying to spout like that for a second. But I'm saying I have eyes in my head. I see numbers. I can accept that the books aren't cooked to the point that over 500,000 people have died in America. And they just got, just people there, the people that just died from the flu. Put them as a COVID death. And on top of that, like, if it is the whole thing, like this Chet Goldstein, Alex, whatever his name is, wants to say from Predator Poachers, like, oh, the hospitals get more money if they list a COVID death. Why are they listing any flu deaths? Why are hospitals still listing hundreds and thousands of people as dying from flu since the COVID outbreak when they could just get more money and list them all as COVID deaths? What a bunch of idiots. That's the biggest travesty in all this. That some of these hospitals aren't out for the money because they're still listing as people dying from the flu. Morons. Why is there over 500,000 people listed as dying from COVID? Why is there still people listed as dying from gunshots? The number of people that died from gunshots is on par from the previous year. The number of people that died from cancer is on par from the previous year. Why are all those people and people maybe say, well, they're fractionally down because if you look at specifically the times when cities were shut down the most, there's tend to be a drop in gun violence, etc. And people are going to be like, aha, see, those gun violence numbers when shit was starting to get really real with the COVID death. It's like, no, it's because there was just less people out and about. It correlates. You see the numbers spike back up once people started going out and about with gun shootings and car accidents, etc., etc. Because that's the one thing everyone wants to point to is like when you do see a dip in the number of gun violence shootings, or you do see a dip in the number of car accidents, it's like, well, the number of people on the road was significantly lower during the first several months of COVID. So yes, of course, the number of people dying from car accidents is going to decrease. But all in all now, you turn on the news in Philadelphia, there's still just as many people getting shot right now in Philadelphia as there was back in 2019 before COVID. Don't bring that up. Anyway, I feel like I've wasted more than enough time because I'm not speaking to preach to try and get people to become the converted because I don't care. Stay on your side of the fence. Be an idiot. Be a selfish little asshole in society that helps kill more people. And if that's too harsh and you don't want to accept that pill to swallow, fine, whatever. The bottom line is over 500,000 people have died in this country, and it wasn't because the books were cooked, and it wasn't because people had the flu and they got listed as COVID. Is it possible that someone died from the flu and it got mislabeled? Obviously, yes. Or that they got flu and they were dying and maybe they just got COVID near the end of things and they got listed as a COVID. Okay, fine. That small single-digit percentage at the most, that may be fine. If you want to tell yourself that and sleep better and knowing that COVID's fake, fine. Or inflated, however you want to call it, fine. Anyway, I would love to say to people like don't wear your damn mask, don't get your damn vaccination shots. But I feel sorry for your grandparents. I feel sorry for your friends and family that have respiratory issues or in any sort of weakened state. I feel sorry for them. For those ones that are the ones wearing the masks, that are wanting to get vaccinations or didn't get vaccinated yet or still got COVID. Yes, and you can still get COVID if you get a vaccination. But at last I checked, people aren't dying in the thousands from COVID that had their vaccination shots. It's an embarrassing time to be living in humanity right now. So anyways, the bottom line here is over 500,000 people died from the flu last year in America. Isn't that wonderful, everyone? Because COVID's fake. Just utter mental retardation at a... Actually, you know what? That's unfair, because people that do have mental handicaps, I think they're actually intelligent enough to understand why they should wear a mask. So I apologize for any mentally handicapped people out there that are conscious and knowledgeable enough to actually know that they need to get a vaccination and wear a mask. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I personally want to apologize to every single mentally handicapped individual in our society, because you know what? I think they're actually smart enough to know that wearing a mask is a good thing, getting a vaccination is a good thing, and you're sub-mentally retarded if you think otherwise. Anyways, everyone that I pissed off and disagree, please don't follow this channel anymore. Please hit unsubscribe, because I'd rather have more mentally handicapped people be a subscriber here than people that are below that level. That is all.